Hello. In this next short video, we're going to see how users can insert an image into one of their questions on their native exam. You can insert an image into any field which you can actually type in. So if it's a multiple choice question, you have the question prompt and all of the response options to input an image into. Or if it's a free response answer, you can do it in both the prompt and the answer for you as reference later on when grading the exams. To get started, we're first going to go ahead and start creating a new question. So I'm going to hit Add New Problem, and here I already have the open answer as my default type. And so I'm going to make sure I am clicked into one of the fields. Here I am in the question prompt field. And you might want to add some instructions to students telling them what to do with the image. And so you provide those there. And then when you're all set to insert that image, say right below those instructions, just hit Enter and bring your cursor down, just like in a Word document. And then we're going to go up to the top because this is the button you'll need to select in order to find an image, upload it to SPORK, and insert it into your new question. So we're going to select that button. We're then prompted to either drag a file, maybe if you have it off screen or on another monitor, you can just drag it in, or you can click here and be prompted to find one from your own computer. And so here I have a file set up in my downloads file. I'm going to just go ahead and double click it. This is not the exact format I recommend most users do. The two formats I recommend users do for their images, maybe it's a chart, maybe it's a map, maybe it's just a picture, etc., is going to be the JPEG or the PNG file type. It does work with other file types, but I do find it does work best. SPORK works best with a JPEG or a PNG when uploaded into one of these question prompts or question response fields. Here, though, this is a different format for the sake of this example. I'm just going to go ahead and double click it, and here it now understands that this is the file you want to upload. Next, you can go down here and adjust how big the image is. However, I would recommend not touching any of this until you actually see how it looks in the question prompts. The next thing I recommend is to insert the image as an inline image. This is a specific formatting choice you have to do within SPORK that basically allows you to edit the file, edit the image and kind of add spaces and underlines and things like that, just like you would with like a Word document. And so I recommend this one because it's a little bit more intuitive on the user end to understand how it will look in a question and how to sort of add some extra spaces before or after it, things like that. If you do miss it though, there is a way to undo it. And so I went ahead and just added the image, and here it is. And because it's an inline image, we have to double click it to edit it. If it were not an inline image, and it would be what's called a block image in SPORK, just another way of basically pasting the image into a prompt, question prompt field like this, it would actually have the edit button on the bottom left. Because it's a inline image, we're going to double click it though, because first is first, I want to make this image a bit smaller. That's a bit big. And so when you double click the image, it'll bring up a prompt. And you might have to scroll down a little bit to see it, but it's a pop-up like this, and it might show up right above it. You'll have to scroll directly in the question prompt where you see this scroll bar here, and that's where you're going to see this pop-up. I have it zoomed in quite a bit, so let me try zooming out to see if that helps sort of visualize what's happening here. But there we go. And so here we already set it up as an inline image. I'm going to just go ahead and convert it to a block image. And now in order to adjust the sizing of this block image, basically it functions as a solid piece of, text content in this prompt here that isn't as easily editable like a image from a Word document. Of course, you can left indent it, center it, right indent it, etc. But it's a little confusing too when the user says, how do I edit the sizing of it? To do that with a block image, it's right here in this gear symbol, change image settings. You're going to click that and then be prompted to adjust the width and the height. You can only do one at a time, and specifically you can only do the width because it gets a little tricky if you don't think of it specifically this way. The reason I recommend this though is let's say you want to adjust the size of this image and make it half as big. In order to do so, you're just going to go ahead and type in 50 and then %. It's going to give you an error and highlight red if you don't include a % symbol, and so you must remember to insert that in there as well. And so here by adjusting the width by 50% and keeping height as auto, that's going to automatically adjust this image so that it is half as big. And so I'm going to hit apply. We're still going to leave it as an inline image, and here you can see it's been shrunken down by quite a bit. Let's go ahead and, just for the sake of it, make it 25%, so a quarter as big as the original way we saw it. And then I'm going to hit apply. And so here's our image. Again, though, because it's a block image, we do have these options to left, center, or right indent it. In order to remove the image, you'll select this trash can symbol, but again, this is only for the block image format. If you inserted it as an inline image, and in order to correct it in case you do want to change that as well, you click those gears and hit convert to inline. Now it's an inline image, now it's left indent, just like it would be in a Word document or something like that. We can double click it to edit it. So let's go ahead and make it a bit bigger. Let's go ahead and make it 50%. So half as big as when we first saw it, or twice as big as what we see here now. And there it is. The reason I like this option is, let's say you do just want to add some extra text right before the image for whatever reason. Maybe you want to add some text afterwards, you're going to be able to. And if you want to delete the image, you just hit backspace over the image. Control Z will help bring it back. So if I hit delete again, it's going to remove it just like a bit of text. Control Z, it's going to bring it back for us. And so it is a little tricky, and I'll do this all one more time for you guys to see. I'm going to go through the inline image steps because that is my strong recommendation for all users as they begin adding images into a question prompt. So again, we're going to hit this image symbol, the icon there. We're going to click here to upload a file. In this case, I have one set up of a human cell. Double clicking it just immediately indicates that yes, this is the file I'm choosing. And here again is how you can designate it as an inline image. As a reminder, you can only update the width. If you update the height, it tends to have some issues, and so the width is going to be the way to go. If you click outside of the window like I just did there, it closes that file upload window, and you'll have to complete the steps all over again. And so we'll do that one more time, and I'll show you as a final time. If I click anywhere outside of this pop-up, so I'm clicking here, of course. If I click here, it closes it. So be very careful. Only select within the window as you are adjusting and making it an inline image. Hit add when you're ready, or cancel when you're done. Or when you want to, if you want to upload a different file, say you selected the wrong one. We're going to go ahead and add it in there. Because I selected it as an inline image, we can double click it and this pop-up should show. If it doesn't show, scroll up or down to see where you can find it. Next, we're going to adjust the width. Let's go ahead and make it half as big, just like we did before. And I'm not going to convert it to a block image. I'm just going to hit apply. And there it is. One final time for everyone else, the quickest way to do it, hit the icon, select to upload your file, select as inline image, select add. There it is. You can double click it, scroll up or down if this window isn't immediately available, and then just adjust the width to change the size. Let's make it very small. There it is. In order to remove any inline image, you just click to the right as if it's a bit of text and hit backspace, and there we go. You can hit enter, and now we can type in our actual question prompt, instructing students to respond based on some analysis or interpretation of the image you have there. Because it's a free response item, we don't have any response options to do it with, so I'm going to go ahead and just convert it to a multiple choice question. Never mind, that won't work, so we're going to keep it as open answer, and we're going to go ahead and save it. We should give it a correct answer, say pi, and hit save. And so there it is, there's our image. You can kind of get a feel for the sizing of it. If you want to just take a quick look at it before you continue on with the others, you can hit the export button and see a quick preview of the item and see how large the image, and more importantly, whether or not it's going to look okay. If you want to go ahead and print this, you can, to really see how it's going to look on paper for students. So in my opinion, this is quite a bit small. We would probably want to go back to the question, edit it, double click our inline image. Remember, if it was a block image, you're going to go to the bottom left. and you're going to double click it, and let's make it a bit bigger. Let's say 75%. Save, save. Let's do one more export, see how it looks. And that's it. That's how you would go about adding any kind of image into your question prompt. In order to add it to the actual response options for a multiple choice question, you would just follow those same steps. Just to show you, we'll go ahead and do that. Multiple choice. Again, here we do the icon to insert into the question prompt. If you want it in any of the answers, all you need to do is go in, click inside that field, and then click the icon and follow the same steps we just did. And let's go ahead and automatically adjust this because oh, see, I clicked outside of the window and it closed down that upload window. So let's do it one more time. 75%, insert as inline image, and add. And so there it is. And we'll go ahead and hit cancel because I'm not going to fill in the rest of those fields. And that's how you insert an image into one of your questions.